Hello and welcome. You're watching Business Today Television. I'm Sakshi Batra and this is Market Today, a show where we'll help you understand the closing action on these trades, starting with the benchmark index moves to sectoral action and all the stocks that are buzzing in trade as well. We'll also get you expert views to find out where exactly should be your focus now in the markets, some specific stock ideas and particular themes and sectors that your focus should be in, where outperformance in the markets can continue and you can continue to generate alpha for yourself as well. Well, in the markets today, we are looking at a pickup in the second half of the trading action. The Nifty right now 116 points higher in trade. So you can see that the Nifty has now moved up to the high point of the day, albeit a very choppy session that we've started to see right from the word go today. 19,659 currently for the Nifty. It's not impacted by any of the moves that the RBI's decision has been, which is absolutely priced in the markets, but of course when it comes to the liquidity measures as well, the markets have not taken it too badly as well. When we talk about the broader markets, the Nifty Bank, and see the move over there as well, the move is pretty supportive. The Nifty Bank right now is up by about 0.4% odd in trade right now. And when we talk about the broader markets, the small cap 100 index and the mid cap 100 index both up by about 0.6, 0.7% up in trade. Sectorally, realty, IT sector, financial services, healthcare, consumer durables, these are the sectors that are doing very well in the markets today and are leading from the front. Realty especially is the top gainer with 2.8% move on the upside today. On the downside, you can actually see no sector which is down. In fact, all of them are up in trade at this point in time. As far as the Nifty movers are concerned, you do see a lot of IT names, big finance names really topping the charts as far as the Nifty gaining action is concerned. So you do have Bajaj Twins, Bajaj Finserv and Bajaj Finance as the top gainers. Remember, this is what we had started our discussion this morning with. Bajaj Finance talking about the raising of funds, 10,000 odd crore rupees, and that news has brought the stock into focus. And you can actually see a 4.5% move on Bajaj Finance right now. Bajaj Finserv up 5.5%. Both of these stocks are the top movers on the Nifty today. Apart from this, it's the entire consumption basket that's driving the stock markets ahead of the entire festive season. So Titan is up in trade. You do have Tata Consumer Durables, that's also coming up in trade as well. Apart from this, it's the metal pack as well that's been shining bright through the trading session. So a lot of JSW Steel kind of stocks also moving higher in trade. And in the broader markets per se, you do have stocks like IRB Infra, eClerx Services. You also have DLF, for example, that's moving up in trade. Century Textiles, a lot of stocks from various baskets that are also supporting the indices right now. Time to welcome our guest on the show. Divam Sharma now joins in. He's the co-founder at Green Portfolio. Divam, welcome to the show and thank you so much for taking the time out for this discussion. Well, the RBI has given a decision in expectations and in line with most of the expectations of the economists, a status quo policy. But is there anything that the market should be taking as a key takeaway from the RBI governor's statements?
See, the key takeaways which we are looking at and very positively is the overall economic situation. If you talk about overall credit growth, if you talk about overall, like in last few days, PMI numbers have come, they have come very positively. If you look at power consumption, GST collections, everything overall is going very smoothly. I think the markets is cherishing that. And a status quo was definitely expected. So that was a non-event in a way for the markets. But the overall statement that has come, and despite the liquidity, how the overall growth of economy is factoring in, I think, and the GDP numbers, they talked about the GDP numbers staying intact. So it is overall looking very positive from an economic standpoint.
Okay. When we talk about several pockets that are buzzing in trade today, there's also another pocket that, ahead of the festive season is moving, and that is the entire consumption basket. We are also seeing the new age tech stocks now finally moving up as well. Nykaa, for example, was up by about 3% in trade today. And of course, the updates that it has given as far as the business updates, that's also moved up the stock a bit. In an exchange filing, it said that the net sales value in the BPC business business is expected to grow around 20% year on year, and that has also lifted the sentiments in trade as well for this stock. For 149 currently, about 1.5% up in trade. We also have Paytm that's moved up very sharply, 4.5% move in trade as well. Zomato has been one of the top stocks preferred by most of the analysts, hoping in hopes that the upcoming earnings season could further drive in profitability for the firm going forward from here. How are you looking at this entire new age tech basket, which is also a part of the, festive spree that we are looking at?
See, definitely, when there are festivities, we all tend to consume a lot and order a lot, and that goes true for e-commerce as well as food. So definitely that is definitely the theme that is going to play in over the next few months. We are seeing World Cup coming in. We are seeing festive season coming in. So I think that definitely this trend will factor in. We are seeing continuing investment consumption spend coming in from various sectors. Even if you look at automobile as numbers, overall the sentiment is very positive. So definitely this thing is going to play in. If you look at the new age companies, we have come in a long way. So when we started off in 2021, when these companies came in, there was a lot of euphoria and everybody wanted to participate in these stories. And then all of a sudden there was funding winter and everybody started talking about profitability. Now many of them have started worked a lot and have started delivering profits and are marching towards profitability. I think that that thing is setting in. And one more thing that I wanted to point out was that in US you still have the thought process of digesting companies which are high growth and which are burn companies. But India still did not have had that mindset of valuing and of investing in companies which are growing very high and factoring in the IP value. Now I think investors are also realizing the IP value of these startups, and that these startups are here to stay and here to create a very high value for investors over the long term. So I think that mood has set in, and over the next few years, as more of profitability comes in into these companies, there will be a lot of value creation for investors in these stocks.
Okay. A lot of any preferred top stock and any targets that you'd like to share from here?
See, we would not. I would not be able to comment on the targets, but we like Paytm and we like Zomato from that standpoint of value creation, coming in, having a very high market share, and especially Zomato having a duopoly market. We definitely like both the stocks from a value creation standpoint over the next few years.
Okay. When we're talking about the festive spirit, the consumption boost that the entire festive season drives in India, there's also another space where a lot of action takes place, and that is the real estate space. A lot of us look at buying properties during Navratri, starting afresh, investing in properties also happens a lot during these festive season days as well. And today, realty space is definitely the top buzzing space, 3% higher at the day's high level for the Nifty Realty. Stocks like Godrej Properties, they're up by 5%, Swan Energy, DLF, Macro Developers, we also have Brigade Enterprises, Oberoi Realty, Phoenix Mills, Sobha, all of them are up in trade anywhere between 2 to 5 odd percent and even 6 odd percent right now. Your thoughts on this entire real estate space, and any particular stocks that are on top of your radar?
See, definitely this space will see more inflows and more of consumption demand going forward. One major factor which I also foresee is the political spending that is going to come in over the elections over the coming next 1 year. We are going to see not only a lot of spending coming in from the festive consumption, but this spending definitely has a positive impact on real estate. Alongside that, I feel that there is a lot of public
Sure.
and private capex that is setting in, and that has the highest GDP multiplier, and that high GDP multiplier is going to definitely come back and be parked. That money is going to come back and be parked in real estate. So this sector is definitely going to be benefiting from a high consumption demand going forward over the next few years. So definitely investors can look at this sector. Also considering that there has been a consolidation in the space over the last few years, and the large players have clearly come out and emerged as winners in this sector. We like a very small player called Eldeco Housing from the sector, so investors can look at that from a long-term standpoint.
Okay, got that. Well, many thanks, Devam, then being with us for this show and helping all our viewers understand some insights about the markets. 111 points higher for the Nifty right now, 19,657, the current level. A lot of pockets definitely buzzing in trade, so looks like it is going to be a thank God it's Friday for the markets and for the bulls as well. We'll continue to wait to find out the closing levels to see whether the markets have been able to save from a third weekly loss. And what does the future augur for the markets, especially the next week? We'll see a lot of earnings start to take place, and that will be the major trigger for the markets domestically as well. We'll continue to give you all the insights from the markets and give you insights from various experts too. So do stay tuned with us on Business Today Television. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and also continue to engage with us on our social media platforms as well. Until then, thanks for tuning in.
We have with us here somebody who's seen it all in the stock markets in that sense. I must say, Ashish and I go back many years. In the mid-90s, when I first met him, Ashish was one of the brightest sparks in the newly set up NSE team under Dr. R.H. Patil. He's still a very bright young person. Only difference is, today he is the MD and CEO of the world's third largest stock exchange, the National Stock Exchange. In the interim, Ashish has done a lot of things. He's also been the MD and CEO of the Bombay Stock Exchange. And he's also been the CEO of Mumbai Indians before that. And now, of course, he's heading NSE. So